Hey y'all, my name is Justin, aka MOONSIDE, a sound and visual artist from Charlotte, North Carolina. You are now tuned in to the third episode of my new web series, From Scratch, a web series where I break down a beat that I made. In today's episode, we start off with some live guitar that I recorded. I started off with some guitar chords for this beat. I put out a poll on my posts tab on YouTube, and someone said that I should do something with live guitar in it. So I came up with these chords. I'll go ahead and show you what I used for my chain for this guitar, and then I'll play you what I have. I have like a little crappy Squire Mustang Bullet that I use, and I just process it to make it sound a little bit better. What I used was the Neural DSP, the Corey Wang, and I used the preset Clean as a Whistle, and I'll just go through these really quick. Use this pedal board right here, and I turned on the postal service, messed around with some of the parameters, the fourth position compressor, left everything on the cab here pretty much the same. For the EQ, I just boosted some of the highs. You can see right here, these were at 0 initially, boosted up to about 1.4, 1.2 there. And the cabinet, I didn't do anything but choose the preset. Again, Clean Whistle is what I chose. And I turned on this delay and mapped it to my BPM, which is 89 BPM, and I turned on the wash reverb with the shimmer and pulled the dry and decay down. But before I play it, I copied this guitar and I panned 175 to the left and 175 to the right, and this is what I have. So it's very jazzy sounding. Initially, I thought I was going to make like a boom bappy type of beat with this, but it turned out to be completely different. And for this episode, I'm just going to show you all the individual chops of everything that I have, the individual instrumentation, and then I'm just going to play the beat on a loop at the end, because I think this one, because it's so different, it definitely deserves some more time for arrangement and probably even to make some more parts for it. But I think what I have is like a really good foundation for turning this into a banger. The next thing that I moved on to was the bass. I copied the bass and I put another bass underneath it. I'll show you what I initially wrote first. So what I used was this RIM 2612. It's a iconic FM synthesizer, and it's actually based off of the sound from the Sega console. I love this little VST. It's such a cool VST if you want to make like video game music or anything like that. But there's also some really good sounds in there that you can use like in your production. And I found this preset called Dark Bass, and all I did was turn up the volume a little bit. So for the second bass, I used the monotone bass synthesizer instead of Reason, and I used the Chips preset. And I brought up the attack a little bit, and I put on some chorus. I turned it down, and I did the same kind of settings. Turned the transformer up to about 50 on that, about 25 on the dry wet, and then I used the keep high setting on the saturation knob. And I'll play these together just so you can kind of get a feel of what the bass actually sounds like. So the next thing I moved on to was adding some keys to this. Radical keys, electronic piano. I used the Electric Love preset. I think I pulled up the drift a little bit on this and maybe messed around with the tremolo. I can't really remember. The volume down just a little bit, and I came up with this. Then I moved on to some synth that I had underneath. I put on auto pan for this one, and I used the Mimic Creative Sampler, the Jupiter Warmth preset. I just brought down the volume. I did not change much to this. I think I just changed the EQ, and that's really it. And it's a very, very simple line. It's just something to kind of hold some backbone. And the next thing I added was this Rolling Horizons preset in this combinator patch. This is actually from a sound pack that I found in Reason Companion. It's the Polysynth Nostalgia is what the sound pack is called, and the author is SKP Sound Design. I love these synths. They're so good. All of them are really fire, but I came up with this little synth line here. It was starting to feel really like a dancey sort of track to me. I wanted to create something that was like really funky. So I used this Europa preset called Robot Groove. And I don't think I did anything to it but bring the volume down. And I came up with this little part. And the next few things that I added were very like simple stuff. Like I actually found this in a refill that I bought like a long time ago called Chillwave. I was trying to find a link to it, but I couldn't find a link to it so I could share with you guys. I think I bought it like 2012 or something. I can't remember honestly. But there's this Dr. Octorex loop called Vox 100 Lazy Layer Pro D, and this is what it sounds like. Like a vocal chop of some kind, and it's like has a really like deep sidechain compression on it. All I did was add an auto pan so it pans left and right, and the timing on that is different in comparison to this synth. I think one of the synths I have, the Synth Lead 1 here, I have that as an auto pan too. And then I added the drums. I tried to write my own drums to this initially and it just wasn't feeling right. So sometimes when that happens to me, I'll just go and find a drum loop somewhere and I'll arrange it however I want. And I found this Dr. Octorex in that Chillwave refill that I was talking about. I added a boomy soft clip bass drum to this. I also brought the sample down just a little bit and I chopped it up in the sequencer how I wanted it. And this is what the drums sound like. They're very big. I use Reason drum kits to get some live hi-hats going, and I use the Got the Feeling preset. And I went to the hi-hats right here. I messed around with the decay and the volume and the pan just a little bit because I wanted them just to be kind of off to the side because I was trying to make space for everything in this beat because you'll hear at the end it's very big and there's just a lot going on. Turn on the distortion to bring out some of those highs, and then I threw on Fresh Air, my favorite, threw on the Hat Lifter preset. And this is what the hi-hats are. They're very simple. So what I did next was I made some drum samples to give this drum loop some more body and some more beef. I used this kick from my own sample pack that I was selling years ago called Moon Loops. This is volume 1 and 2. I just combined them all together in one sound pack. A kick that I use for a lot of my side project stuff, Realms, on which I've been promoting on my shorts. If you want to go check out the new beat tape that I'm going to drop at the first of the month in June, shameless plug. This Realms kick right here is very beefy. I brought the level down on that, put another boomy soft clip BD, but you can find this preset in Reason in the effects. I love using this. I didn't change anything on it this time. I have these two toms. And I actually got those from the Chillwave refill that I was mentioning earlier. I really like the way those sound, and I use this as a snare. And I'll play the drums all together so you can hear it. I love these Audiomatic like presets. I use Tate in the bottom presets for these. And here's the drums. So that is everything for this beat. I'm going to play everything all together now from scratch episode 3. Thank you so much for watching, and I truly appreciate it. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with someone who might enjoy it. If you're interested in the DAW I use, any instruments or effects, please check the links in the description I left below. Thank you again for being here with me today, and I'll see you in the next episode.